Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam. Thanks for tuning in to live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. And we're dealing with a few pop-up thunderstorms, also a line of thunderstorms possible later across portions of the Ohio Valley, eastern Midwest, and eventually into the southeastern portion of the United States. Right now we're just dealing with 2 severe thunderstorm warnings and also 3 flash flood warnings before I get into the future forecast on Tor-Cons predictions and also the storm hazards. Let's take a look at these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings. One is in very western Kentucky, but dealing with this one for quite a while. Report of half an inch hail in diameter, and also a brand new report of a wind gust of 48 miles per hour. And this was source was Monsent, and this is in Crittenton, Kentucky. And this was on the station RPTN Marin Ford Northeast. And thanks for tuning in, LOL Gamer, and also Gamer 101. Hello from North Carolina and also from Germany, quite a long ways away from the United States. Hello there. So we're dealing with, again, storms in the Ohio Valley and eastern Midwestern United States. Action's just starting to ramp up. In fact, we just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Also in Kentucky, let's take a look at that one. Just east of this one, this is in Morgantown. Pretty decent storm. Got some pink showing up, though not quite as intense as the one to the west of it, which has some blue showing up, which is an indication of some pretty decent hail. So let's take a look at the exact cities and counties, and this one is in the city of Providence, Clay, Dixon, Slaughters, Hanson. If you live in those areas, make sure to get safe because there's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for your area and some decent hail and possibly 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts or stronger is possible. So let's take a look at this real quick. The severe thunderstorm warning for southern Union County is canceled. So if you lived in that area, there's no longer a severe thunderstorm warning in effect. They need to move eastward, and the tornado watch is actually in effect for this area. I'll get into that in just a second. So the severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Time for Crittenton, Cladwell, Central Hopkins, and Webster counties, again until 4:15 p.m. Central Time. This is going to move east, actually southeast, at about 40 miles per hour. So not too much time to get ready, especially if you live in the cities of Greenville and Central City, again in western Kentucky. So let's go a little further east to that brand new severe thunderstorm warning in Morgantown. The National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Butler County in south central Kentucky until 4:15 p.m. Central Time. Again, only one major city popping up on my radar. I actually got a few others the closer I get in. Brooklyn, Woodbury, and again Morgantown are under the severe thunderstorm warning. And besides all this rain here and the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings we have some other storms starting to develop west of here. And now we really have to watch these because there's a lot of energy in this area. Models are predicting pop-up thunderstorms, possibly supercells, could have some tornadoes later on. And that's also why I am live. Again, I'll show you predictions and Tor-Cons in just one moment. So this is the radar site in western Tennessee. Actually, let's go closer. Let's go to the Springfield radar site in southwestern Missouri. Got a decent hail core showing up here. Again, just little pop-up thunderstorms going to develop, get bigger as time goes on, and we're going to see possibly some tornadoes later. So severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for it remains in effect until 4:15 p.m. Central Time for north central Marion, northern Baxter, and northwestern Fulton counties until, again, 4:15 p.m. Central Time. Man, this is probably the most intense cell I've seen probably all day. Again, this is on the border between Arkansas and Missouri, so very north central Arkansas and just south of the border of Missouri. So this is going north, or I should say east, maybe slightly northeast. So if you live in the cities of, let me turn off that, Bulla, Salin, even Mountain Home, Bakersfield, keep an eye on the storm because it may expand and get bigger, maybe even stronger. Again, DBZ ratings of 66. That's pretty intense storm. Can it get to North Carolina? Gamer 101. Now, I do believe you're going to get some rain in North Carolina, but I'm not totally sure it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be very severe. So, in fact, let's go to the future radar forecast. This will be from the HRRR model. And this is for the eastern half of the United States. Seeing there, this is around 6 p.m. Central Eastern Time, I should say. Got some, as you saw on the radar, some rain across southern Indiana and Kentucky. You're seeing those pop-up thunderstorms in southern Missouri and northern Arkansas. And as I go forward to around 9 o'clock tonight, around 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, that rain across Kentucky gets a little more widespread, a little less severe, though just some moderate to heavy rain at times in the southern Ohio, Kentucky region. You're seeing in western Tennessee, much of Arkansas, there is a line of thunderstorms that develop and work their way eastward. I'm expecting those at first to have a few possible tornadoes, a lot of spin up in the atmosphere, and also a lot of energy for these storms to get really ramped up. Go forward to 1 a.m. tonight, and the storms by this time, again, definitely possibly severe, though I think they'll be isolated to Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and still in portions of southern Arkansas. Forward again to tomorrow morning, right around 5 a.m. That line of showers really starts to weaken. Still some rain, as Gamer 101 was saying, in North Carolina, the central and western portions of that. Also for northern South Carolina, northern Georgia, northern Alabama, getting some rain, as well as the northeastern portion and mid-Atlantic of the United States. Forward into tomorrow morning, a little later on to the morning, still some rain in the mid-Atlantic and also northeastern United States. Maybe some snow into Vermont and also the state of Maine, though mainly rain for this event, and it should be gone by noon tomorrow for these areas. So we're going to have another system, which is currently in the western United States, so that's why you're seeing 3 flash flood warnings all for California. That's going to be a coast-to-coast storm, going to start out in the west as it is now, make its way further eastward. And you're seeing that a little bit in the Rockies and also portions of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. Some snow, some decent snow amounts are definitely possible from that storm. I'll talk about that a little bit later, but focused on the severe threat for this time. Let's take a look at the current National Weather Service hazards. This is across the entire United States. See all those flash flood watches in Southern California and also much of central and western Arizona. Again, that's that coast-to-coast storm. And also those winter weather hazards in effect for portions of the central United States, mainly isolated to Nebraska and portions of Kansas. That will be from the snow this event's going to bring. So now focus on the severe threat. See some flash flood watches in effect for portions of Kentucky, very southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio, maybe even the very western portion of West Virginia. Though the yellow shaded area, that is a tornado watch, and those are not tornado warnings. A tornado watch means conditions are favorable for the potential for some tornadoes. They're favorable within the watch area until the time expires, seeing some severe thunderstorm warnings that we were just viewing. And in fact, just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Take a look at that in just a second. Alex Gamer 101, how much rain do you think North Carolina can possibly get? Now, from this system in particular, I'm not really seeing much, if anything. Depends on which portion of North Carolina, because this is into tomorrow morning, right around 10 a.m., seeing some just barely any rain getting to North Carolina, going to be very light. So if you do see some rain, it'll generally be under 1/10 of an inch, maybe some isolated spots higher than that, though not really seeing much from this wave of rain. Though from this system that's currently in the western United States, going to be coast-to-coast system, could see some extra rain with that, which again I will get into later. And really quick over to the power outage map. All is blue, which means no major outage events, so that is good. Don't have any power outages at this time. So let's take a look at our TRA weather Tor-Cons for today. And you see there is a rather high chance for tornadoes, though rather isolated into the portions of Tennessee, Kentucky, southeastern Missouri, much of Arkansas, maybe even the very northeastern part of Texas, and also some other areas within this region. Though Tor-Con of 5 for these are the major cities, Tor-Con of 5 for Little Rock, Tor-Con of 4 for Nashville, and also Tor-Con of 1, a less than 1 for St. Louis. So I'm not expecting really any tornadoes for that region. Then now we go over to your TRA weather prediction for, again, today. Seeing a lot of colors on this map, so let's break it down. The areas shaded in green are under a low risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. So not very high risk for your area. Though when we start getting to the yellows, that's when we start seeing medium risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. And have looks to be no major cities included in that. Pittsburgh, you're right on the edge, though you're in the green, thankfully. Though now we start getting to the reds, high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. And that area, we have 2 major cities included in that, and that is Nashville and Indianapolis. Now we start getting to the very high risk, shaded in that purple color. 1 major city is included, and that is the city of Little Rock. Also, the other areas in the purple is much of central and western Kentucky, very southern Indiana and Illinois, very northwestern Nashville, or I should say Tennessee, very southeastern Missouri, and the central and northeastern portion of Little Rock. So now let's go over to your TRA weather hazards. Hazardous areas, which the hazards are for, is for the Ohio Valley, southeastern, and midwestern portions of the United States. Not much so the southeastern United States, though places like Nashville, maybe northern Mississippi could get some severe weather. This is again also for today. We have a risk level of 2 through 3 for all of the risk hazards. The risk level for 3, a 3 out of 5 risk, is a tornado, hail, lightning, wind shear, and CAPE. And wind shear is the amount of spin in the atmosphere, and CAPE stands for convective available potential energy, which is basically what fuels these storms. That has a risk level all at 3 out of 5. We have a rain at a risk level of 2 out of 5, flooding, wind, and power outages also at a risk level of 2 out of 5. So now let's go back to the radar, HD Doppler radar, and this is for the Springfield radar site. We're up to 7 severe thunderstorm warnings now. Before we just had when we went live, currently had 2, now we're up to 7. So definitely starting to see some action going on now. That storm in north central Arkansas has intensified even more. Again, according to the radar, which this is predicting, is 3-inch hail, and that's not reaching the ground as 3 inches, though that's up in the sky before it starts to melt a little. Though still very intense cell here. Gonna have to watch this if you live in these areas. In fact, I just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning for this particular cell. So let's go to the National Weather Service. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Izzard County in north central Arkansas, southeastern Baxter County in north central Arkansas, southwestern Fulton County in north central Arkansas. And this is for 4:45 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those areas that I listed, or these cities, Oxford, Melbourne, Beulah, Mountain Home, keep an eye on this severe thunderstorm. Get safe if you haven't already. And that's just 1 severe thunderstorm warning out of, again, 7 we have. 1 is brand new, and this is in southeastern Missouri, just a little northeast of the one I was just talking about. Let's go to the latest from National Weather Service on this. Severe thunderstorm warning for southern Shannon County and south central Missouri until 5 p.m. Central Time. Definitely keep an eye on this storm as well. Not quite as intense as the other one, though, as you saw how quickly these are intensifying. I'm expecting that throughout the day, into the evening, even into tonight for these storms. That's why much of Arkansas and southeastern Missouri was under that very high risk. Now we have some more severe thunderstorm warnings. 2 are for continuing for Kentucky. Then we also have 1 in Arizona, again with that western system, which is not associated with these storms we're dealing with right now. So let's get the latest on the severe thunderstorm warning. I believe this is updated. Yes, this one over here is updated. The one east of this one in Morgantown, that is still the exact same warning. So not going to look at that right now. So the updated severe thunderstorm warning. National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Muhlenberg County in south central Kentucky, southeastern McLean County in northwestern Kentucky, and Hopkins County in northwestern Kentucky. And this is now until 5:15 p.m. Central Time for those areas. And the cities include Madisonville, Hanson, Sacramento, Central City, Greenville, and Nortonsville in western Kentucky. Storm is about the same intensity, got some higher hail reports. In fact, 1-inch hail in diameter reported. This was the city of Clay in Webster County, Kentucky, and this was from Emergency Management that reported 1-inch hail in diameter. So if you lived in any of those areas or those counties I listed, please get safe if you haven't already. There's a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for your area, and it is moving at a pretty decent pace to the southeast. Let me turn off that. To the southeast at 35 to 40 miles per hour. So don't got a lot of time to react to the severe thunderstorm warning. So please do immediately if you haven't already. And going to monitor these storms throughout the evening, even into the night tonight, and watching live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. I'll be back the second we get a new severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning momentarily. Thanks for tuning in. Be right back. Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam back again with live severe storm coverage on TRA weather, and we just got our first tornado warning of the night. And this is in the state of Kentucky, where we were following that other severe thunderstorm warning, not this one, a little further to the east, and they have just issued a tornado warning within that severe thunderstorm warning. So let's take a look at that. Let me make sure I'm on the right radar site. In fact, let's go a little closer with the KHPX radar site. A little better view here. So we have a severe thunderstorm warning. I'll get to that in just a moment. But we also have a brand new tornado warning issued by the National Weather Service. National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a tornado warning for east central Butler County and south central Kentucky, southern Grayson County in central Kentucky, and northern Edmonson County in south central Kentucky until 5 p.m. Central Time. At 4:33 p.m. Central Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 10 miles northwest of Brownsville, moving east at 40 miles per hour. And radar indicated the rotation. And also the areas within the severe thunderstorm warning and tornado warning cities include Anita, Bee Sprain, and Lindsville. So there is those cities there. So let's take a look at storm relative velocity. And what this is a look at the wind direction, the velocity going away and towards the radar site. And we're able to see tight rotations, which it signify tornadoes in this case. So the most likely place for a tornado is right around here where those bright reds and those bright greens come together. This is just southwest of Bee Sprain, and this is moving northeast at about 40 miles per hour. So if you live in any of those counties I listed or these cities, make sure to get to your tornado safe place, and that is the most interior room in your house with no windows and also the lowest level of your house. That either be if you live with a house with no basement, that would be most likely a linen closet or the bathroom. Again, no windows. If you have a basement, go to the area that has the most walls between you and the tornado. Make sure you have, again, as many walls between you and the tornado as possible with no windows, as flying debris could go through that windows and into your house. So there's that rotation. It's not very strong, not very tight. That's good news, though still showing some rotation. So if you live in those areas, please heed the warnings and get safe if you haven't already. Within this tornado warning, we have a severe thunderstorm warning, and this is for northeastern Butler County in south central Kentucky, southern Grayson County in central Kentucky, and northern Edmonson County in central Kentucky, right around the same places until 5 p.m. Central Time, along with that tornado warning. So that was the first tornado warning of the night. I'm expecting much more across portions of Kentucky, even southeastern Missouri, western Tennessee, and portions of Arkansas. So we're not dealing with just that tornado warning. We're also dealing with other severe thunderstorm warnings across the Kentucky, Missouri, northern Arkansas region. I've been monitoring this severe thunderstorm warning, which has been going on for a very long time, multiple like 25, 50 miles, and it's still very strong. You can see those blues showing up on the radar. That's an indication of some pretty decent hail, as we have hail reports of continually 1 inch in diameter. This was in Hopkins County in Kentucky, and the source was public, and this was 2 miles north by northeast of Medsonville. We also have another storm report. Let me get to that. This was 2 miles east of Providence, again in Hopkins County, Kentucky. This was via train spotter. Trees damaged along Highway 41. One is across a power line, and trees are estimated at 2 to 3 feet in diameter. So pretty decent sized trees there down on power lines reported on Highway 41. So if you live in those areas, be careful. If you're on that highway, there is trees down and also on power lines. Never touch power lines even once they have come down, because most of the time they are still active and they're still producing electricity. Electricity is still flowing through them. So never touch power lines even if they are down and they don't look like they have power going through them. Most likely they still do. Also, these severe thunderstorm warnings in the southeastern Missouri, northern Arkansas region, and now actually into the western Arkansas region. That line of storms starting to develop, and you see those in the individual cells. And again, some of those could become supercells, which have a rotating updraft, have some wind shear going on here. And we could see a few pop-up tornadoes, kind of like the one we had in Kentucky, though, again, possibly here. Definitely expecting that throughout the night. So first, we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings in southeastern Missouri, both from that same cell. The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5 p.m. Central Time for northwestern Carter County, and also another severe thunderstorm warning in effect for eastern Carter County and southeastern Missouri, southwestern Wayne County in southeastern Missouri, northwestern Butler County in southeastern Missouri, and that one's until 5:15 p.m. Central Time. And another severe thunderstorm warning. This was the first one in this region. Still have that currently going on. And we have a report of over an inch size hail in diameter. And this was just around the Mountain Home area. This was in Fawn Park, Baxter County, Arkansas. And this was by broadcast media. So broadcast media reported over an inch size hail in diameter. Also a few reports of wind damage, trees uprooted or snapped, roof shingles blown off, and also 1-inch tree limbs broken, shingles blown off. So got some wind damage and also hail with this severe thunderstorm. See the exact counties listed within the severe thunderstorm. It remains in effect until 4:45 p.m. Central Time for northern Izard, northeastern Baxter, and southwestern Fulton counties. Again, until 4:45 p.m. Central Time. And now we're starting to see some severe activity now in western Arkansas. I'm expecting this to move eastward as the evening progresses and also into the night, eventually into northern Mississippi and western Tennessee. I'm expecting it to still be severe when it gets there, though hopefully not as severe as it will be this evening. So the radar site is very close to the severe thunderstorm warning, so I have a very good image of the cells in this area. So far we have, it looks to be 4 different individual cells, though only one is under a severe thunderstorm warning or has produced a severe thunderstorm warning. And that is in effect for southern Sebastian County in west central Arkansas, northeastern Leflore County in southeastern Oklahoma. It's on the border between Oklahoma and Arkansas, and that is until 5:15 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those counties or the Mansfield, Washburn, Hartford area, get to your safe place. So I have those severe thunderstorm warnings all across this region, and also those 2 severe thunderstorm warnings at that tornado warning in Kentucky. Going to be monitoring that very closely. So let's take a look at our Tor-Cons once again. If you're just tuning in, here is the Tor-Cons for today. And the area shaded in red is the areas that have a potential for seeing tornadoes develop. So have a Tor-Con of 5, and these are for the major cities. Tor-Con of 5 for Little Rock, Tor-Con of 4 for Nashville, and a Tor-Con of less than 1 for St. Louis. No other major cities are really included in that area. So the highest areas for seeing a possible tornado is western western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southern Illinois, and also portions of southeastern Missouri and central and northeastern Arkansas. And also your TRA weather prediction, again, for today. And then there's a lot of colors on here, so let's talk about that. The area shaded in green is under a low risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. Chances are very high that you're going to see any. Area shaded in yellow is under a medium risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. Only have 1 major city included in that. That's Pittsburgh. You're right on the line between the medium and low risk. In fact, it looks like you may be in the low risk, though very close. Now we start getting to the red shades. That's a high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. 2 major cities included in that, and that is the city of Nashville and Indianapolis. And we have 1 major city included in that purple shaded area that's under a very high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. That's the city of Little Rock. Another area shaded in that purple shaded area is central and western Kentucky, very southern Indiana and Illinois, northwestern Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, and central and northeastern Arkansas. And also the storm hazards for, again, today's event for the Ohio Valley, Midwest, and also the southeastern portion of the United States. We have risk levels of 2 through 3 out of 5. So the areas, the current hazards at a risk of 3 are tornadoes, hail, lightning, wind shear, and CAPE. And wind shear is the spin up in the atmosphere to possibly produce tornadoes. And CAPE stands for convective available potential energy. That's basically the fuel for these storms, and that is a 3 out of 5. I found some CAPE values of about 2,500, which isn't an incredible amount, though still enough to produce severe thunderstorms, definitely. And a risk level 2 out of 5 for rain, flooding, wind, and power outages. So let's take a look at the future radar forecast from the HRRR model. Let's go to the latest run. This is currently the latest run. And this is into this evening for the eastern half of the United States. You see those thunderstorms developing as you saw there in Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, and also portions of Kentucky, and just some heavier rain into Ohio, eastern Kentucky, and West Virginia. So again, forward again into right around 11 p.m. tonight, almost midnight. Those storms, those individual cells around the Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee area. It looks like they try to form a line of storms. Now, thankfully, when that happens, the chance for tornadoes goes down. Still there, though not as high of a chance. So I'm going to say this evening, right around the northeastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, western Kentucky area, that's the highest chance for seeing tornadoes. Forward to tomorrow morning, very early, right around 4 a.m. Eastern time. Doesn't look like any of the storms at this time, and I'm not expecting them to be severe. Just some light to moderate rain, mainly light. Moderate rain, you're really going to have to go into the mid-Atlantic region to find any of that. And as the morning progresses, these storms work their way on out and even start to dissipate. Places like North South Carolina, northern Georgia, northern Alabama, just going to see a light rain. It's going to be cloudy, though not really anything severe. Though into the northeast, a slightly more moderate rain and maybe even some wintry precipitation in northern Vermont and portions of Maine. They're seeing a lot of rain also in the south central portion of the United States. That's another system that is in the western half of the United States. That's why you're seeing some flash flood warnings in California. So let's take a look at that. Go to a bigger model, the GFS model. I'm going to do this for the entire United States when I get this up. There we go for the entire United States. This is for tomorrow morning, right around 7, 8 a.m. Eastern time. See those line of showers in the southeastern United States, also the northeast, light to moderate times, and again, maybe some wintry precip in the very far northeastern United States. They're seeing that storm in the west now starts to make its way further eastward, bringing not only rain, but also some snowfall to portions of Kansas and Nebraska, and also portions of the Rocky Mountains. Now, areas in those regions, northern Kansas, Nebraska, could see some pretty decent snowfall totals between 5 and 8 inches. I'll show that coming up in just a little bit. Forward on to Friday night, now into Saturday morning. Not too much snow on the map. Maybe some for northern Missouri, mixed in also in northern Kansas, Illinois. Though the majority of the snow should stay in Nebraska and also Iowa. Forward again to Saturday afternoon, right around 1 p.m. Eastern time. That snow is now in portions of northern Missouri, central Illinois, and central and southern Indiana. Now that rain snow line can definitely go a little further north or a little further south, so monitor the forecast as models fine-tune it. Later on into Saturday, now going into Saturday night, now even into Sunday, a quick burst of snow for portions of the Ohio Valley, not going to amount too much, mainly between 1 and 2 inches. Again, just going to be a really quick burst of snow, should melt over about a day or so, and rain further south into the southeast, places like North South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi. Not anything wintry, just plain old rain. And that continues throughout the day Sunday and eventually goes away Sunday night going into Monday. So that's that storm. Let's go back to currently now. This is a look at the current National Weather Service hazards map. In fact, let's reload this so we have the very latest data. In fact, we have seen changes. And now the area shaded in yellow is under a tornado watch and has been extended into portions of southeastern Missouri and also portions of Arkansas. In the very southeastern, it looks to be one county in Oklahoma. You see those severe thunderstorm warnings also located on there. And also east of that tornado watch, we have some green shaded colors as a flash flood watch, which is in effect for portions of northern Kentucky and very southern Illinois, Indiana, and Ohio. So let's go to the power outage map, see if we have any power outages across the United States. Thankfully, not dealing with any power outages at this time. All blue, which means no major outage events. So that's all good news. And we just got a brand new tornado warning just right now in Missouri. And we also have that tornado warning in Kentucky that has been upgraded to a tornado report, which means it has been confirmed. So there's an active tornado in central Kentucky. Let's get to this one first. Let's go to the KHPX radar in southwestern Kentucky, a little closer to that current tornado warning we have. So let's get the latest information really quick. National Weather Service has issued a tornado warning, and it remains in effect until 5 p.m. Central Time for southeastern Grayson and northeastern Edmonson counties. So they haven't issued a new one. It's just currently ongoing and isn't expected to expire for until about 8 minutes from now. So this has been reported, which either radar has indicated and confirmed a tornado, or someone on the ground has also confirmed a tornado. You're seeing there a much better rotation. And for those of you who don't usually see this sort of radar product, this is storm relative velocity. This is the amount of wind velocity going away and towards the radar site. So we're able to see very tight rotations. And you're seeing those oranges and light green showing up very close together. That is an indication of some rotation right around here, actually right on the border of that tornado warning, right around Lindsville, south of Bee Sprain and north of Brownsville, showing some miles per hour readings of over 40 miles per hour in one direction and 17 miles per hour, though in the exact opposite direction. So got some rotation going on there. And so far, no reports of tornadoes from what I've seen. Let me load the spotter network, see if we have any other reports, and we do not. Though looks to be radar has confirmed a tornado there. Very obvious, very tight rotation than we saw previously. And now we have another tornado warning now in Arkansas. So let's go to those two tornado warnings, both in Arkansas and Missouri. So these were those two cells I was viewing, where we started viewing, and where I said some of these could become supercells, produce tornadoes. That's what we're seeing right now. So let's start with the one in northern Arkansas, the cell we started with at the beginning of this live stream. You see that cell is even intense Morgan, some light blues located within the center of that cell, indication of some pretty large hail, and it looks to be has produced a tornado. The National Weather Service in Little Rock has issued a tornado warning for north central Independence County in north central Arkansas, northeastern Izard County in north central Arkansas, south central Fulton County in north central Arkansas, and southern Sharp County in north central Arkansas until 5:30 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those counties, or the cities of Oxford, Franklin, Zion, Evening Shade, Center, Cave City, make sure to get to your tornado safe place immediately. There is a very intense cell heading for your area with a possible tornado, and it's moving at a pretty decent pace of about 40 to 45 miles per hour to the southeast. As you see, we just got a brand new radar scan. So not a lot of time to react. If you are watching this, you live in those areas, or you have any friends or family that live in those areas, make sure to give them a heads up and make sure to get to your tornado safe place, the most interior level and lowest level of your home. Let's take a look at storm relative velocity with this cell. Now it looks to be, I'm seeing some rotation, not a lot. This is just east of Oxford, and we just got a brand new scan. Looks to be it even has weakened more. So very light rotation, possibly a funnel cloud, that tornado that has not totally reached the ground yet. So if you live in Horseshoe Bend, Franklin, Mayron, it's very close to your area. Possible tornado. Make sure to get safe. Now let's go to that other tornado warning which just popped up northeast of this one in southeastern Missouri. Let me change the radar site so we have a better view of this tornado warning. Cell is really flared up. Again, seeing some light blue shaded within this cell. That tornado warning is in effect for southeastern Carter County in southeastern Missouri, southwestern Wayne County in southeastern Missouri, in northwestern Butler County in southeastern Missouri until 5:30 p.m. Central Time. And let's take a look at storm relative velocity. Oh, very good signature showing up here. Not just showing greens, but showing blues on the radar. So we have some blues indicating winds of 55 miles per hour in one direction, and then 16 miles per hour, but in the exact opposite direction. So this is a little further away from the radar site than I like, so those readings could be slightly off. And again, when you're viewing these storm relative velocity signatures, that's not totally on the ground. It's a few hundred feet up due to the curvature of the earth and the way the radar tilt works. So that is not exactly on the ground, which is why those readings may be a little enhanced than they normally would be. Though still, that is a pretty decent signature, even if it's a little further up, a few hundred feet up, that could very well be reaching the ground. So if you live in those areas, and also these cities listed here, also within the severe thunderstorm warning, which is within this tornado warning, make sure to get to your safe place as well. So those 3 tornado warnings we're monitoring in southeastern Missouri, northern Arkansas, and also central Kentucky. Going to leave this radar up, and the second we get a new severe thunderstorm warning or tornado warning, I will be right here with the latest on that. Thanks for tuning in to live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. And also check out the links listed below to my Twitter and Instagram pages, and also my weather Discord channel. Thanks for tuning in. I will keep this radar up, and again, I will be back the second I get any new information. All right, weather forecaster Liam back again. We just got a brand new tornado warning, which was in central Kentucky. That tornado warning report has expired, and they have reissued a brand new tornado warning again in central Kentucky. Let's get the latest on that. Also, let me change radar sites in southwestern Kentucky. So we have a brand new tornado warning, an extension to that tornado warning in central Kentucky. The tornado warning for northwestern Hurt County in central Kentucky, northeastern Edmonson County in south central Kentucky. And this is until 5:15 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those areas or the cities under this tornado warning, Munfordville or Bourneville, make sure to get to your tornado safe place. Also, let's take a look at storm relative velocity. Still showing a decent signature showing up. You can see those oranges and blues showing up, even some very light blue showing up on this radar. The storm relative velocity, 42 miles per hour in one direction and 33 in the exact opposite direction. So the National Weather Service felt necessary to extend this tornado warning into another tornado warning continuing in central Kentucky. And also, besides tornadoes, we have a severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, 2 severe thunderstorm warnings with this individual cell in just a little west of that tornado warning. We have a report of over 2.5 inch or at 2.5 inch hail in diameter. That is very, very large. I have not seen a report of hail that large in quite a while. This is in Greensville, Kentucky, Muhlenberg County. The source was public. This corrects a previous hail report from Greensville. Looks like it was either a little more or a little less than they originally reported, though still 2.5 inches in diameter. That is very large hail. So the cities included in this is, let me see that, Greenville, Central City, Belton, Dumore, Weir, and also other cities here. Can't see those with the Spear Wonder. Cool Springs, Rochester, Huntsville, Morgantown, Woodbury, and Sugar Grove. And those are the cities included. Let's get to the counties. Counties are Butler, Ohio County, and Central Kentucky. And this severe thunderstorm warning is the counties listed in that is, all right, a few got canceled. Severe thunderstorm remains in effect until 5:15 p.m. Central Time for Muhlenberg County. So if you live in those counties or those cities, make sure to get safe if you haven't already. A very intense severe thunderstorm is heading for you, if not already is in your area, with over 2 inches in diameter of hail, almost 2.5 inches in diameter. So very large hail, very damaging hail. Probably got a few windows broken within the Central City, Greenville area, showing some light blues on the radar of 66 dBZs. Just a very intense storm. Make sure if you live in those areas to get safe. And not just that, cell also monitoring other severe thunderstorm warnings and 3 different tornado warnings across Kentucky, Arkansas, and Missouri. Watching live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. Be back again with an update with the latest information from the National Weather Service. Be back momentarily. Hello everyone, weather forecaster Liam back again with more live severe storm coverage on TRA weather. Been monitoring multiple tornado warnings across 3 different states. We still currently have tornado warnings across 3 different states, but they are about to expire in about 7 minutes. So National Weather Service is either going to let them expire or issue a brand new one for the current ongoing tornado, and they have done so in southeastern Missouri. Let's take a look at that. So have that current tornado warning in southeastern Missouri. Take a look at the old one, which is still in effect. Tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 p.m. Central Time for southeastern Carter, southwestern Wayne, and northwestern Butler counties. Now that's the one that expires at 6:30 Central Time, or I should say 5:30 Central Time. Here's the brand new one that they just issued. So the National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a tornado warning for south central Wayne County in southeastern Missouri, northern Butler County in southeastern Missouri until 5:45 p.m. Central Time. You see, not just a possible tornado with this, pretty decent hail core. Have a few hail reports of over 1.5 inches in diameter. This was in Elmsnor, this is in Carter County, Missouri, and this was via emergency management. Before we get on to the other tornado warnings, let's take a look at storm relative velocity. And man, we have, if you ever see a tornado signature that's very strong, it's going to look something like this. You see the very, very dark blues and the very light oranges close together. The pixels are connected. Winds registering at 61 miles per hour and a little to the north, 41 miles per hour, but in the exact opposite direction. So I have a very good tornado signature here. So it's not confirmed, though that's a very strong signature. So I would presume there is a tornado on the ground or almost on the ground in this location. We even just got a new scan showing roughly the exact same thing. So if you live in those counties I listed, or let me get the cities, Rumber or Williamsonville, make sure to get to your tornado safe place. Put as many walls between you and the tornado as possible at the lowest level of your home. Very good signature showing up. I would be surprised if there is no tornado present within this warning. We have another cell also back of here, which I'm expecting possibly a severe thunderstorm warning with that as well. Have to keep an eye on that cell. And a few other ones popping up all across the Missouri, Arkansas region. So let's take a look at this current tornado warning, which is followed by 3 different severe thunderstorm warnings in north central Arkansas. So that tornado warning, this is the old one set to expire in 4 minutes. It's still currently in effect. National Weather Service has not canceled it. So the tornado warning for north central Independence and east central Izard counties is canceled. So if you lived in that area, there's no longer a tornado warning in effect. It is gone out of the area. Though a tornado warning remains in effect until 5:30 p.m. Central Time for southern Sharp County. So if you live in Sharp County, I don't think any other cities will show up here. No, Sharp County and the city of Center in north central Arkansas, you are under a tornado warning. Get to your tornado safe place, especially if you live in Center, as the center of the storm is over you guys. Let's take a look at storm relative velocity. See if we have very good rotation. Definitely showing some rotation. It's nowhere near as intense as the one we just saw. Just some lighter blues and slightly lighter, darker reds, relatively close to each other. So not a strong rotation, though definitely a rotation, not very strong, though still there. So if you live in those areas, make sure to get safe. Also, a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings within this area. So if you live in any of these areas, these cities, within these severe thunderstorm warnings, make sure to get to your safe area. And if you are outside, make sure to get indoors immediately. And we have another severe thunderstorm warning in southeastern Oklahoma, right on the border between Arkansas and Oklahoma, as individual cells pop up within these areas. And some of these can become supercells, as I am expecting throughout the evening tonight, as you were seeing in southeastern Missouri and north central Arkansas. Those did become supercells and are possibly producing tornadoes, as they are under tornado warnings. And we just got another tornado warning Let me figure out where that one is. Yes, an extension to the one we were just viewing in north central Arkansas. So they have not let that one expire out. They have extended it and added a new tornado warning on top of it. Glad they did. The rotation was still not a very close and tight rotation, though there was definitely rotation with the storm. So the counties and cities in this new tornado warning just issued by the National Weather Service. Tornado warning for northeastern Jackson County in eastern Arkansas, Lawrence County in eastern Arkansas, southeastern Sharp County in north central Arkansas until 6:15 p.m. Central Time. Also, some of the cities included are Smithville, Lynn, Strawberry, Minturn, Alyssa, and Walnut Ridge. Looks to be Walnut Ridge is a rather the largest city out of them all. So if you live in that area or any of the cities or counties I listed, make sure to get to your tornado safe place. You are under a tornado warning, and there's a possible tornado heading for your region. And this is moving southeast at an estimated amount of 35 to 40 miles per hour. So not a lot of time to react if you do live in those areas. And this, before we look at something else, let's go to Kentucky to take a look at that tornado warning, which is no longer in effect. Let me go one frame back here. Actually, this is the other radar I was on in this region. So go one frame back here. Tornado warning has expired, and the National Weather Service has not issued a new one. So 2 out of the 3 tornadoes, National Weather Service extended 2 of them. The one in Kentucky is no longer in effect. Yeah, let's take a look storm relative velocity, see if we have any tornado signature. Still showing a broad rotation, or not very strong one, rather broad and weak, though still some light rotation with that. So definitely keep an eye on that. This cell right here, just north of Mudfordville and south of Bonneville. So because that cell is possible to produce another tornado a little later on. Cells that produce tornadoes have, again, the possibility of reproducing one within the next 30 to 40 minutes, maybe even sooner than that. Oh, not just that, I've also been watching this cell just southwest of that previous tornado near the Central City Greenville area, though it's since then worked its way further to the southeast. And we had a report of 2.5-inch diameter hail, and that is very large hail. I'm expecting car windshields broken, windows shattered. Hopefully everyone was inside when that hail was falling, because you don't want to be out when the hail is that large, or really when any hail is falling. I also have another storm report on top of that hail report. This is from Emergency Management in Greenville, Kentucky. A roof has been blown off a store. There are several trees down. So we have reports from Emergency Management that a roof has been blown off of a store, and there are several trees down in the Greenville area. Not just 2.5-inch hail in diameter, but trees down and a roof blown off. So thankfully that cell's out of the area, though it's going towards Bowling Green and Smith's Grove, and the cell's about at the same intensity as it once was. So let me get the latest information from the National Weather Service. National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Butler County in south central Kentucky, Warren County in south central Kentucky, and southern Edmonson County in south central Kentucky until 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Now, this is a very dangerous severe thunderstorm, so if you live in those areas, make sure to get safe if you haven't already, and take cover immediately. Will the storm from Kentucky come to Ohio? Now, the rain associated with this line of thunderstorms going to make its way eastward, eventually into the Ohio area. I'm not really expecting any tornadoes or severe thunderstorms associated with these storms by the time it gets to Ohio, but I'm expecting some rain, light to moderate at times in the Ohio region. So, but places like Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, going to be dealing with a lot of this throughout the evening and into the night tonight, with multiple tornado warnings and severe thunderstorm warnings expected. And also two other severe thunderstorm warnings I want to talk about in this region. Also for the central city in Greenville area, as another cell approaches that region. Not good to hear that. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Ohio County is canceled, though there's another cell heading for that area. So if you live in the Ohio County region in Kentucky, looks to be another cell heading your way. So keep an eye on that. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 5:45 p.m. Central Time for southwestern Butler County. And that is the only county listed within that. Though the central city Greenville area, severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for central Muhlenberg County and south central Kentucky, and that is until 6 p.m. Central Time. So definitely monitoring those two cells in the Kentucky region. Also, this severe thunderstorm warning, which just popped up northeast of this one, let's get the latest from this severe thunderstorm warning. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Lure County in central Kentucky, northwestern Hart County in central Kentucky, northeastern Grayson County in central Kentucky, and southwestern Hardin County in central Kentucky. This is until 7 p.m. Central Time, and 7 p.m. Eastern Time and 6 p.m. Central Time for those regions. And also a flash flood warning is in effect for this area. Let's see the storm total rainfall for this region. Looks to be about, some areas see over 2 inches of rainfall within a very short amount of time. So I'm understanding why they issued that flash flood warning, generally for the same locations. Though the National Weather Service has issued a flash flood warning for central Grayson County in central Kentucky and southwestern Hardin County in central Kentucky until 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those areas, severe thunderstorm warning and also a flash flood warning is in effect for your areas. So let's go back to those two tornado warnings, which are currently in northeastern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Now that tornado warning in southeastern Missouri, man, that has intensified even more. In some reports of ½ inch hail in diameter. And now the tornado warning is now a tornado warning report, which either means radar has confirmed a tornado or somebody in the region has confirmed a tornado. The tornado warning for south central Wayne County has been canceled. You lived in Wayne County, there's no longer a tornado warning in effect for you guys. Though the tornado warning remains in effect until 5:45 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Butler County. So Butler County is the only one under this tornado warning at this time. You can see very intense cell here in light blue colors showing up within this cell, indication of some pretty decent hail, as you see with this report, actually over ½ inch in diameter in Butler County, Missouri, and this was via train spotter. So if train spotter's right there, I'm guessing this was confirmed by a train spotter. Let me see if I can actually see this down here. This is a particularly dangerous situation. Take cover now. So they have issued a particularly dangerous situation for this tornado warning. So if you live in this area, this is under a particularly dangerous situation. This is a type of warning the National Weather Service doesn't usually issue very lightly. So you live in those areas, Butler County, or even in the surrounding areas, this city right here, Poplar Bluff, Fisk, make sure definitely to get cover immediately if you haven't. Source, law enforcement confirmed the tornado. The tornado was reported approaching the northwest side of Poplar Bluff near Highway 67. So this was an actual person who confirmed it. Law enforcement confirmed this tornado. And they have also just extended this tornado warning further to the south. They currently still have that tornado warning further north. Though places like Poplar Bluff, Grossly, you are now under that tornado warning report. So the county's now under this. National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a tornado warning for central Butler County and southeastern Missouri until 6:15 p.m. Central Time. So that is the same warning. Do we have an extension to this? So it may be one county. Is this under one county? Yes, it is. So the central portions of Butler County is now under a tornado warning, not just the northern portions of the county. So let's take a look at the storm relative velocity within this. Yep, still decent signature showing up. We go back a few frames from which it originally looked like. see those very dark blues and light oranges showing up. Very strong winds, very close together. Go frame forward, still have that, not quite as intense as it once was, a little broader. Though in the most recent radar scan, this is now just northwest of Poplar Bluff. So if you live in that area or the counties listed, get to your tornado safe place again immediately. This is under a particularly dangerous situation that the National Weather Service has issued this of. So let's go to the correlation coefficient. This is to view debris. And oh yes, that's a pretty decent debris signature showing up. In fact, you see how it's kind of like it's in one line of pixels. That's a radar glitch, not exactly showing where the center of debris is, though it's definitely picking up some sort of debris, which is kind of ghosting behind it, if that terminology is better. So we have definitely debris showing up here. Those dark colors are showing up. That is 34%, which means within that pixel, 34% of the same object size. Like, let's say rain is falling within the Poplar Bluff area. Within 1 pixel, it's 100% rain or 99% rain. The other 1% could be some leaves or twigs, some other stuff the radar is picking up. Though once you start getting to the 90 and 80% range, that's when the radar is only picking up 80% raindrops. So the other 20% is something else, in this case most likely debris. And now in this case the radar is only picking up around 35% of the same object, which means there's a lot of debris going on. So there is a very likely case that that tornado is still on the ground. Even the recent radar scan shows that rotation even intensifying more. Going to keep an extremely close eye on that, not just dealing with that tornado warning, but also one to the southwest of that region. Let's go to northeastern Arkansas and also the western Tennessee radar site. See some rotation with this, nowhere near as intense as the one in southeastern Missouri, though near the Smithville area, that's where that possible current tornado is. No, again, nowhere near as intense of a rotation, though definitely showing some rotation within this possible tornado. Tornado warning remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Jackson, southern Lawrence, and southeastern Sharp counties. Take a look at this cell. Also, over 1.5 inches in diameter hail reported from this cell, though that was a little earlier on back. Looks like it has weakened slightly since then, which is good news. Hopefully the tornado does the same. Another severe thunderstorm warning to the southwest of that, and dealing with another one in southeastern Oklahoma. Going to keep the radar up on this particular tornado warning in southeastern Missouri and also northeastern Arkansas. The second I get new information on these two tornado warnings, especially the one in southeastern Missouri, I will give you the latest update on that. You're watching live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. Again, I'll be back when I get new information or in about 5 to 10 minutes with another update on these two tornado warnings. everyone, weather forecaster Liam back again with an update on these two tornado warnings currently in northeastern Arkansas and very southeastern Missouri. Really watching that tornado warning in southeastern Missouri near Poplar Bluff, where a report of over 2.5 inches in diameter hail has been reported. Not just the hail, but that tornado there has also been reported. In fact, we have a report of a funnel cloud now. This was in Butler County, Missouri, and this was via train spotter. And yeah, over 2.5 inches in diameter hail, also via train spotter in Butler County. Just really intense cell we got going on here. Let's get the latest information from the National Weather Service on this tornado warning. A tornado warning remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. Central Time for East Central Butler County. Let's take a little more look at this hazard. Tornado and ping pong size hail, radar indicated rotation. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. To roofs, windows, and vehicles. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of the east central Butler County area. So that is the latest from the National Weather Service on this particular warning. Take a look at storm relative velocity, see if how that tornado signature is doing. Thankfully, it looks like it's finally starting to wind down now, and I'll show you a few frames forward. See how it was a very tight, well-defined tornado signature, showing dark blues and some light reds showing up, which is winds of 42 miles per hour in one direction and 29 miles per hour but in the exact opposite direction. And this is the velocity going towards and away from the radar site. See how close those were together? Started to weaken slightly, still around, and looks like it's starting to finally weaken. So that's not saying that this tornado will be gone. I've seen many tornadoes weaken and then come back very shortly after and re-intensify. I really hope that doesn't happen with this, considering that that rotation was very strong, reports of very large hail, almost guaranteed windows damaged, and also cars probably damaged, other sorts of outside materials. And the funnel cloud reported this was also confirmed. That's why the outline of this red box is shaded white, which means it was confirmed, and this was confirmed by law enforcement. So if you live in those the northeastern Butler County, Poplar Bluff, Rossley, Fisk, those cities, get to your tornado safe place. This tornado has been confirmed and is around your area, if not already in or heading towards your area at about southeast at between 35 and 40 miles per hour. Not just that tornado warning we're dealing with, we're also dealing with the one in northeastern Arkansas. Thankfully, these are the only tornado warnings we have currently. Definitely more possible later on into tonight and into the evening. Yeah, definitely keep an eye on this one. That cell has intensified much more than this one currently has. Have that tornado warning still in effect. This is for the counties of, actually the tornado warning for southeastern Sharp County is canceled. So that one has been canceled. So the tornado warning remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Jackson and southern Lawrence counties. Take a look at storm relative velocity. This storm, and thankfully that tornado signature is very weak. I would be rather shocked if it continues on this current pace that the National Weather Service issues another warning. I really hope they don't issue another warning and that this totally dies out. Though tornado signature is just northeast of Lynn in northeastern Arkansas, though very weak and not very intense as of this time. Though multiple severe thunderstorm warnings are also in effect. This is within the tornado and also slightly outside. The severe thunderstorm, let me get to that, severe thunderstorm watch, tornado watch I mean, severe thunderstorm remains in effect until 6 p.m. Central Time for south central Randolph, western Lawrence, and central Sharp counties. And we have another cell developing down here. This is looking much more healthy than it originally did. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 6:15 p.m. Central Time for southeastern Stone, northwestern Independence, southeastern Izard, and northeastern Humber-Selborne counties. Watch that cell. That is intensifying, and it is going to affect possibly these cities shaded in this yellow box here. Got these 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings, also a few severe thunderstorm warnings in southeastern Missouri. Also have a few down here in southwestern Arkansas that have been slowly growing in intensity, not quite as fast as the ones I was just showing you, though still got some reds, maybe even some purple showing up. Well, that one was just canceled. Now we only have 1 severe thunderstorm warning down here in southwestern Arkansas. Severe thunderstorm warning for northern Polk County in western Arkansas until 6:30 p.m. Central Time. Make sure you get safe if you live in that county, if you haven't already. So now back up to these 2 tornado warnings and a couple severe thunderstorm warnings. Let's actually take a look. Let me turn on the Storm Prediction Center watch. These are the current watches that are in effect. I'm going to take these. I'm going to zoom out a lot so you can see these. So the areas shaded in this yellow are currently under, let me turn off all these so we can see these better, are currently under a tornado watch, which means conditions are favorable for producing tornadoes, as we're seeing in southeastern Missouri and northeastern Arkansas. Also extends into portions of central and southwestern Arkansas, very northwestern Tennessee, western and central Kentucky, and very southwestern Illinois. This is going to be in effect for the next few hours. Going to have to watch this throughout the night tonight and also closer into this evening. So those severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings in effect. But we also still have some activity going on here. This is where we mainly had all of the action, though now just dealing with some decent rain. A few severe thunderstorms, still dealing with them in central Kentucky, though nowhere near as intense as they once were, thankfully. Number 1, confirmed large rain-wrapped tornado confirmed in Poplar Bluff, Missouri. Yeah, I heard law enforcement confirm that. Wasn't sure if it was rain-wrapped. Thank you for sharing that information. Number 1, happy to get that information, though definitely not happy to hear any sorts of tornadoes going on tonight. Very sad to see, especially particularly dangerous situation tornado warning get issued for the Butler County area in Missouri. National Weather Service, again, doesn't issue those very lightly. So there's a confirmed rain-wrapped tornado that has went through the Butler County, Missouri area. I'm actually going to go back here real quick. That tornado warning, in northeastern Arkansas is now no longer in effect. So that was not expired. They actually canceled that because, again, I saw that rotation. It definitely was not very intense. Would be very surprised if they continued it, and thankfully they have canceled that tornado warning. Though the one up here in southeastern Missouri near the Poplar Bluff area in Butler County, that is still currently in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Time. Definitely have to watch that. Also, these severe thunderstorm warnings in the central Kentucky area. So if you live in these areas, also a few flash flood warnings. Make sure to get safe if you haven't already, and also keep an eye on those 2 flash flood warnings behind these severe thunderstorm warnings, as a good amount of rainfall has been dumped over the past couple of hours. As you see, over 2 to 2.5 inches. Is that over 2.5 inches? Yes, over 2.5 inches of rain has been dumped, which is within just about an hour or two. So flash flooding is possibly occurring within these 2 green boxes, so careful if you live in those areas. So let's take a look at our TRA weather Tor-Cons for today. And now, as you know, some areas have already seen tornadoes, but here is the current Tor-Cons for the areas. Major cities under Tor-Cons include Little Rock, that's a Tor-Con of 5, Nashville is a Tor-Con of 4, and St. Louis is a Tor-Con of less than 1. Those are the only 2 major cities really under Tor-Cons. Though a 6 Tor-Con is for portions of northeastern Mississippi, very, very northwestern Alabama, central and western Tennessee, western Kentucky, southwestern Indiana, and southern Illinois. Also a Tor-Con of 5 a little bit further on to the southwest. And Tor-Cons go down further on into the red box area. Now, TRA weather prediction. A lot of colors on this map, so let's break it down a little. The area shaded in green is under a low risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. Though we start getting to the yellow shaded areas, that's under a medium risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. Then we start getting into the red shaded areas. That is under a high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms today. We actually have two major cities under that. That is Indianapolis and Nashville. Then we start getting even further into the very high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. That is shaded in the purple shaded area. One major city is included in that, and that is the city of Little Rock. Other areas shaded in that purple area is central and western Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, northwestern Nashville, southeastern Missouri, and central and northeastern Arkansas. Now let's see the storm hazards again for today. Hazardous areas, the Ohio Valley, southeast and midwestern United States. This is expected today. So these storm hazards are expected today. There is risk levels between 2 and 3 out of 5. The risk levels of 3 are tornado, hail, lightning, wind shear, and cape. And wind shear is the amount of spin in the atmosphere to produce these tornadoes, as we're seeing currently in Butler County. And CAPE is short for convective available potential energy, which really fuels these storms. There was CAPE values of about 2,000 to 2,500, and you really only need about 1,000 to see severe thunderstorm activity. So once you start getting over 2,000, that's when we really start to see a lot of severe thunderstorms, as we're seeing right now. In the area shaded in yellow, which is under a risk level of 2 out of 5, is rainfall, flooding, wind, and power outages. And I have very good news to report. That tornado warning in Butler County is no longer in effect. Very happy to report that. I was looking at the latest scans for that that once tornado warning in the Butler County area. There was definitely weakening, as you saw with me, and thankfully National Weather Service has canceled that warning, and now we're just dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning in very southeastern Missouri for the cities of Dexter and Bernie. So as you see, we backtrack a little bit with that tornado warning report, which was reported by law enforcement. See that hail core right there with those light blues showing up? Reports of over 2.5 inches in hail in diameter. Funnel cloud reported. Law enforcement reported an active tornado. Other hail reports in this areas, and thankfully just dealing with a severe thunderstorm warning as of this time. Look at the storm relative velocity. Nothing showing up here. Very good to see that. Let's hope that cell does not make another tornado or strengthen back up to once it was. So only dealing with now 5 severe thunderstorm warnings, and thankfully no tornado warnings as of this time. But before we take a quick break, let's take a look at the future radar forecast from the HRRR model. Let me go to that. Okay, so this is the HRRR model. This is the latest run of that model. And this is for about 9 p.m. Eastern time tonight. In fact, instead of doing the entire United States, let me go to the eastern half of the United States region so we can see this slightly better. So here is the eastern half of the United States, right around 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Eastern time. Seeing that rain across portions of the Ohio Valley and those individual cells trying to form a squall line in portions of Missouri and much of Arkansas. We go forward again to midnight tonight, going into tomorrow. Now those line of storms really start to actually become a true line of storms. And hopefully when they do so, the tornado threat will go down. It's harder to get spin going, just mainly straight line winds is our main concern. And still some moderate to heavy rain in the Ohio Valley region. Further on into tonight and into tomorrow morning, that rain makes its way eastward, weakens as it does. Brings rain to the mid-Atlantic and Maine. By the time it gets to places like North and South Carolina, North Georgia, North Alabama, it's not going to be very intense. Just going to be cloudy with a light rain. Not really nice conditions outside. Though I'm not really predicting anything severe tomorrow morning and into the night for those regions. Though as that rain continues to weaken, make its way further on east, Still some snow into the far interior northeast and some rain for the northeast as well. They're seeing also some rain in the south central United States, even some snow showing up. That's actually going to be our next major coast-to-coast system. Already seeing a lot of rain in the southwestern portion of the United States. Actually, multiple flash flood warnings for California and Arizona. And it's not just going to bring rain, it's going to bring some snow. So let's actually go to the NAM model. This is going to be a little higher resolution model and also a little further out so we can see what's going on. So this is tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern time. See that snow is now showing up in northern Kansas, southwestern Nebraska, and portions of the Rocky Mountains, in rain to the south. Forward on into the day Friday, into Friday night. Large swath of snow now in portions of Kansas, northern Kansas, much of Nebraska, Dakota, and the Rocky Mountains. Further on to Friday night, now going into Saturday, this is Saturday morning, showing snow across northern Kansas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, now into portions of southern Iowa, northern Missouri, central Illinois, and Indiana. Now exactly where that rain snow line is. It could be a little further to the north, could be a little further to the south. Going to monitor this forecast of all the models to see where exactly that rain snow line will be as I fine tune the forecast. Further on to Saturday, into the Saturday evening, see that snow make its way eastward. Really not much snow with this, especially across the Ohio Valley, between 1 to 2 inches, maybe 3 inches at most, though it's going to just be a quick snow event, only a few hours, should melt very soon. And rain to the south, and eventually some light rain into the southeastern portion of the United States. So not going to be a very large system by the time it gets to the eastern half of the United States, though definitely some rain possible. Let's go to the National Weather Service hazards map. This is the latest information from the National Weather Service. See those winter weather alerts across the central United States, also across portions of the Rocky Mountains. All those flash flood watches in effect for the southwestern region of the United States. There you're also seeing the area shaded in yellow. That's all under a tornado watch, which I showed you just a while ago. Again, that is for one county in southeastern Oklahoma, much of central and northeastern Arkansas, southeastern Missouri, southwestern Illinois, very western Kentucky and Tennessee, and portions of central Kentucky and also north central Tennessee. They have added that area for tornado watch. So let's go over to the power outage map, see if we have any current outages within the United States. And really no outages yet. We do have some actually in California, though thankfully not associated with the severe thunderstorms I'm tracking as of this time. So you're watching live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather, monitoring these severe thunderstorm warnings and possibly tornado warnings later on to the evening and into the night tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe this video if you haven't already. I'm going to keep this radar up for the next couple hours or so and see if we have any more severe thunderstorm activity and more tornado warnings. Yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe this. Check out the links listed below. And thank you for watching. I'll be back the second I get new information on severe thunderstorm warnings or if a tornado warning pops up momentarily. Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam back again with a quick There we go. Sorry about that. Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam back again with a quick update on these severe storms we're experiencing in the Ohio Valley and eastern Midwest region. So far, we currently only have 4 severe thunderstorm warnings, and mainly in Kentucky, 3 of them in Kentucky and 1 in Arkansas. Thankfully, we no longer have any more severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings in Missouri, and no more tornado warnings, period. Very good news to hear that. Though what we do have a lot of, in fact 15 of, is flash flood warnings. So we have 1 in California. Let me actually count these. A lot of them are in Kentucky, and the others are in California and Arizona. From that west coast system that's going to slowly make its way eastward and eventually affect portions of the central and eastern half of the United States. So let's take a look at the current radar for these storms right here. Only have, again, 4 severe thunderstorm warnings going on in this region. 1 is in Arkansas. Let's take a look at that one real quick. And these storms in southwestern Arkansas just haven't really fired off as intense as the ones further on into the north, into northern Arkansas and also Missouri and Kentucky. Though a rather large severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for southwestern Arkansas, for northeastern Polk County in western Arkansas, southeastern Scott County in western Arkansas, southwestern Yell County in central Arkansas, and northwestern Montgomery County in western Arkansas until 7:15 p.m. Central Time. Final smash 64. Chances for more tornadoes tonight. Now, as if you have been watching, there has been multiple tornadoes this evening. Now, tonight, I wouldn't say no that there is no chance for tornadoes tonight. If we are going to have tornadoes, eastern Arkansas, northern Mississippi, western Tennessee region, definitely tornadoes are still possible, and I'd say likely. So let's take actually a look at the Storm Prediction Center watch by county, and all the areas shaded in yellow that you see here, zoom this out very far so we can actually see everything, is under a tornado watch, which means conditions are favorable for producing tornadoes, as we saw in northeastern Arkansas and Missouri region. In fact, let me go back a lot. You see right there, actually, let me go to the western radar site in Tennessee. Let's go back very far. You see those tornado warnings that those storms just popped up. Had severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado warnings. Also, portions of Kentucky saw tornado warnings. But now things are starting to wind down. So let's take a look a little further into those severe thunderstorm warnings in Kentucky, as we just saw the one in Arkansas. The other 3 are only in Kentucky, thankfully, so the severe thunderstorm warnings have dramatically gone down, and also flash flood warnings are definitely around Kentucky, though thankfully no tornado warnings of this time. When does the watch expire? Now, this particular place file I use doesn't show when it expires, though I will definitely tell you in just a moment when I get that information. Though it's been out for a while, so I would say about a couple more hours or less, though I'll definitely take a look at that in just a moment. So these 3 severe thunderstorm warnings we got here in central Kentucky. Take a look at the one up here, the furthest one to the north. Severe thunderstorm warning for central Greene County in central Kentucky, Taylor County in central Kentucky, west central Cassie County in central Kentucky, and north central Adair County in central Kentucky until 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Central Time. Another smaller warning down here near let me see if I can get that open. No, those warnings are there. Okay, the Glasgow city area. Take a look at the current info from the National Weather Service. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Barron County. So if you live in that county, make sure to get safe if you haven't already. And right around the Smiths Grove area, we have a much more intense severe thunderstorm. Actually, some blue showing up on this radar. DBZ is registering at 64.5, so decent thunderstorm there. Probably some small hail as well. Yes, radar is reporting over 1.5 inches in diameter hail up there in the sky, not quite reaching that magnitude at the ground, though still have some hail going on. So let's take a look further on into the severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Butler County is canceled. So the severe thunderstorm warning moved out of that area. The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Warren and southwestern Edmonson counties. So got those 3 severe thunderstorm warnings, 3 of them in Kentucky and 1 in Arkansas. Let's turn off the severe thunderstorm warnings and actually turn on the rainfall amounts, total rainfall accumulated according to radar. Now you see the green boxes, maybe slightly hard to see, though if you look you can see the black outline of those green boxes where all those flash flood warnings are in effect. We actually have 2 flash flood reports. One's over here and a little further to the north in Kentucky, river creek overflowing and yard basement flooding. Doesn't really have an exact description. And also the one in Boneville and north of Munfordville, we actually have a LSR report, local storm report, flash flood. This is in Hart County, Kentucky. Source was emergency management and water running over the CSX railroad track. So we have flooding over a railroad track reported in Kentucky near the Boneville area. Not just in Kentucky, we have flash flooding going on. Also have that in California, which actually let's take a look at that. Been seeing that for quite a while, dealing with that West Coast system. Take a look over at California, southeastern California. See, not really severe weather going on in this region, though just a lot of rain. Multiple flash flood warnings are in effect. Just a half an inch of rain for these areas, though these areas don't particularly see a lot of rain because most of this is desert. So a half an inch of rain in a very short period of time going to get flash flooding, as we're seeing in California. More flash flooding even near just east of Los Angeles. Multiple flash flood reports. Flooding on Menifee Road and roadway completely submerged under approximately 2 feet of water. It's a lot of water in the Riverside, California area. Another report just north of there. This was also in Riverside by law enforcement. Flooded in rocks on roadways at Gilman Springs Road. And also in the a little west of Riverside, Department of Highways, as was the source, and flooding in construction area on I-15. A lot of flash flood warnings continue across the southeastern portion of California and also western Arizona, though trying to figure out where those other flash flood warnings are in Arizona, but I believe this is just the one in the state itself. The other ones just kind of cross over into the state of Arizona, so I think that's what we're seeing there. They'll have all that rain down there, and also going back to the severe thunderstorms in Arkansas, Missouri, Kentucky region. Now let's go to the future radar forecast. This is from going to go to the HRRR model for the eastern half of the United States, the latest run of the HRRR model, which is actually 2 runs newer than we originally saw. So this is brand new data. So let's go forward to around 10 p.m. tonight. See that rain across Kentucky and the Ohio Valley, and those scattered thunderstorms across southeastern Missouri, but more so into the southern Illinois and Arkansas region. Forward a few frames more into 2 a.m. tonight. Now those line of storms, they weren't very good line. They were rather scattered. Get a little more organized, possibly across Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and Arkansas. Severe thunderstorms, tornadoes, definitely still possible in these regions at this time, though chances are much lower than they will be right now in about an hour or two. Forward to tomorrow morning, right around 7 a.m. Eastern Time. So storms continue to make their way eastward. They start the weekend, especially for places like the Carolinas, northern Georgia, northern Alabama. Should just be a very light rain, mostly cloudy, just not really nice conditions outside. Though thankfully not seeing anything severe. Also have some heavy rain, moderate at times, or I should say light to moderate at times in the northeast, also the mid-Atlantic region. Maybe even some snow in the higher elevations in Vermont, New Hampshire, and just some normal old snowfall in Maine. Now, that's not going to amount to too much. Forward again into Friday afternoon, right around 12 p.m., 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Rain continues to make its way eastward. Really light rain to the southeast, if any rain is present at this time. And now we're starting to see that rain in the south central United States and also some snow in the central United States. That's from that storm in California region, which we're going to be dealing with much of Friday, Saturday, and even into Sunday. Let's go to the NAM model for the eastern half of the United States. And you're seeing that snow going on right there in the central United States. Rain makes its way on out, and snow really flares up Friday night, right around 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Not too much rain showing up on this map. It's mainly in the form of frozen precipitation across Kansas, Nebraska, the Dakotas, and the Rocky Mountains, and eventually into the states of northern Missouri, southern Iowa, central Illinois, and Indiana by Saturday morning. Though where that rain snow line exactly is, if you're looking at northern Missouri, central Kansas, central and southern Illinois, and you're either in the rain or snow, do not look at this forecast and say you're definitely going to get rain or snow, because that's definitely going to fluctuate further north and further south as time goes on. Forward again to Saturday evening. Snow really starts to wind down, as well as the rainfall to the Ohio Valley, places like southern Ohio, southern and central Indiana, and also central and southern Illinois going to be dealing with some rain-snow mix and rain to the south. Forward again, storm really starts to weaken. This is going to be a coast-to-coast storm, though really is not going to be much of a factor when it gets to the eastern half of the United States, like the Virginia, West Virginia, the Carolinas, and into the mid-Atlantic and northeast. As you see, by Sunday morning, most of the rain, if not all the rain, is gone, just dealing with some light showers in the southeastern portion of the United States, if any at all. So here's a look at the National Weather Service hazards map, the latest update from that National Weather Service hazards map. See those severe tornado watches in effect for portions of Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Illinois, Kentucky, and even one county in southeastern Oklahoma. And also the area shaded in that dark green is under a flash flood watch. That is for areas in northern Kentucky, western Virginia, southern Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, as you're seeing some flash flooding going on in northern Kentucky. And also all that flash flood watches in southwestern portion of the United States and the winter weather hazards across the Rocky Mountains in central United States, which I just showed you a little while ago with that snow in that region. So let's go to the power outage map for the entire United States, seeing any power outages. And thankfully, no outage events are being reported. We did have a minor outage event in portions of California, probably due to that flooding, though that has been restored, and we're just dealing with very minor outages, if any, across the United States. So I'm going to keep this live stream up, monitor if we get any new severe thunderstorm warnings or tornado warnings as the night goes on. If we do so, I will update you immediately with the latest information from the National Weather Service. Watching live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. I will be back momentarily. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel TRA Weather and check out the links listed below. Hey everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam. Quick update here. We'll have a bigger update in about 15 minutes. Though we have a few new severe thunderstorm warnings to talk about. Still have 3 we're dealing with here in portions of central and southwestern Kentucky. Though we now have a severe thunderstorm warning in very southeastern Missouri, where we just had that possible tornado as actually confirmed tornado near the Poplar Bluff area. We don't just have a flash flood warning, but now a severe thunderstorm warning going through that area that was hit pretty hard by that tornado. National Weather Service in Paducah has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Ripley County in southeastern Missouri, southwestern Stoddard County in southeastern Missouri, northern Butler County in southeastern Missouri, the area that was hit rather hard by a tornado, until 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So if you live in those areas or the Poplar Bluff area, and also Bloomfield, Dexter, and Bernie, make sure to get safe if you are outside, and if you are outside, definitely go inside. Also, I have 2 other severe thunderstorm warnings across the state of Arkansas, one in north central Arkansas, which is a new one in the city of Clinton. That's the only city that's showing up on my radar. National Weather Service in Little Rock has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for central Van Buren County in north central Arkansas and northeastern Polk County in central Arkansas until 7:45 p.m. Central Time. Live in those areas, make sure to get safe. Also, this ongoing severe thunderstorm in west central Arkansas definitely has intensified a little, showing a hail core showing up now with over or at 2-inch hail in diameter. And we just got a brand new tornado warning in Kentucky. I'll get to that in just one moment. Though this severe thunderstorm warning right here is the severe thunderstorm warning for southeastern Scott County is canceled. So if you live in this area in Scott County, you're no longer under that severe thunderstorm warning. Though a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:15 p.m. Central Time for northeastern Polk, southwestern Yell, and northwestern Montgomery counties. And let's go right to that brand new tornado warning in Kentucky. And this is in the very south central part of Kentucky, more central than south, I should say. Rather small tornado warning, though a tornado warning nonetheless. Let's get the latest information from the National Weather Service. National Weather Service in Louisville has issued a tornado warning for east central Taylor County in central Kentucky, west central Cassie County in central Kentucky, and northeastern Adair County in central Kentucky until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Right around that border between Eastern and Central, that's why they're giving you both time frames. Let's take a look at storm relative velocity. Actually, a pretty good tornado signature showing up here. Got some dark blue showing up of 64 miles per hour, and just to the southwest of that, 12 miles per hour, but in the exact opposite direction. So definitely going to watch that. Do we have any debris with this possible tornado? Thankfully, none showing up as of this time. Definitely watch that tornado, and for my radar, no major cities are showing up, so that is good news. Let's hope it doesn't hit any cities, just stays out in the plains and rural areas. Definitely going to watch that tornado warning. I'll give you an update the second I get new information on that tornado warning or any other severe thunderstorm warnings. You're watching live severe storm coverage on TRI Weather. I'll be back with a bigger update at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Hello everyone, this is weather forecaster Liam here with the final update tonight on our severe threat that is ongoing in the Ohio Valley, portions of the southeast and eastern Midwestern United States. Right now we currently have 20 flash flood warnings. Some of those are in the southwestern United States not associated with these storms, and some are in the state of Kentucky. But we also have 5 severe thunderstorm warnings. I'll take one last look at those, and also our current tornado warning in Kentucky. Let's get to that tornado warning first. This is in central Kentucky. No major cities are included on my radar showing up, though it's very close to Liberty, Gilpin, Dunville, in those areas. It's moving southeast. I believe it's southeast. Yeah, southeast at about 35 miles per hour. So let's take a look at the latest info from the National Weather Service on this storm. The tornado warning for East Central Taylor County is canceled. So if you lived in that area, there's no longer a tornado warning for your area. Though a tornado warning remains in effect until 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time and 7:30 p.m. Central Time for West Central Cassie and Northeastern Adair counties. Take a look at storm relative velocity. And there is a little bit of rotation. Go back a few frames when this tornado warning was originally issued. The rotation was not very strong. It was a rather broad rotation. So we go forward and almost totally dissipated, but it kind of came back a little over the past 2 scans. So have to watch that, see what the National Weather Service does within the next 15 minutes on when this does expire. Though I believe they will do something beforehand because it's almost out of the warned area at this time. So if you live in that area, even though the signature may be rather weak, make sure to get to your tornado safe place, which is the most interior and lowest level of your home possible. You have a lot of flash flood warnings across portions of East Central and West Central Kentucky. Here's the storm total rainfall. Have some reports of over 3.5 inches of rainfall estimated by radar. You see in those flash flood warning areas, those green boxes, a lot of those yellow and even some orange shades now showing up. So if you live in any of those areas in Kentucky, you are under a flash flood warning, and be careful. Seek higher ground if you are in a flood area. We actually have a flood report up here. This was in Hardin County, Kentucky, by Emergency Management. Kentucky TC Maintenance Supervisor in Greene County reports water over Kentucky 61, which I believe is a road or a highway, and it's blocked near the Lower County line. Considerable debris also on the road from washout. So a lot of reports of some flood issues in Kentucky. And we also have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, 2 of the 6 severe thunderstorm warnings we currently have. South of Glasgow looks more interesting to me. Yes, there's a lot of cells going on here. There's currently 6 severe thunderstorm warnings for cells, and there is that Glasgow cell you were talking about. This is definitely one of the more intense cells that we currently have. This is just north of Temple Hill and west of Baymont. Let's take a look at the latest from the National Weather Service on this cell. Severe thunderstorm warning for the East Central, Warren, and Southeastern Edmonson counties is canceled. You're no longer under a tornado warning if you are in that area. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Central Time for Central Barron County. Live in that area, those areas I listed, or that county, make sure to get safe. Also, another severe thunderstorm warning up here in effect for the East Central Butler County, the Central Grayson County, and the Edmonson County in South Central Kentucky until 8 p.m. Central Time. Got those severe thunderstorm warnings and a lot of other severe thunderstorm warnings starting to pop up now. One in Missouri, southeastern Missouri, where we had that other tornado warning earlier near the Poplar Bluff area, currently now under a flash flood warning, and now a severe thunderstorm warning ongoing. National Weather Service for a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Ripley County is canceled, so you are no longer under effect under that severe thunderstorm warning. Though a severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 7:30 p.m. Central Time for southwestern Stoddard and northern Butler counties. So if you live in those areas, the Poplar Bluff, Bernie, Bloomfield area, make sure to get safe if you haven't already. Also, another line of severe thunderstorms that have rather kind of just popped up. You see over the last few frames, bam, just popped up really out of nowhere. And a severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for both this line, this kind of line cell, and also the cell to the south of it. And a lot of cities are included within these. Some of these are Clinton, Haber Springs, Concord, Mountain View, Battsville, Cave City, Lynn, Walnut Ridge, and Melbourne. Take a look at this, where it looks to be some pretty decent hail. Is hail core shown up here, radar registering over an inch in diameter. So, National Weather Service in Little Rock has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southern Stone County in north central Arkansas, southwestern Independence County in south central Arkansas, southern Randolph County in eastern Arkansas, southern Izard County in central Arkansas, northern Lawrence in central Arkansas, and southern Sharp County in north central Arkansas until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Matthew, I live in Kentucky. Now, there's going to be a lot of areas in Kentucky that are going to see severe thunderstorms if you haven't already seen some severe thunderstorms. Though the further on east you go, it'll be a little less severe, just a lot of rainfall, though some flash flooding is possible. So if you do live in the eastern half of Kentucky, be on guard for some flash flooding. If you live in the central portions of Kentucky, going to have to watch for everything. In the western portions, still flash flood potential, though mainly severe is what we're talking about in that area. So two other severe thunderstorm warnings down here. Just going to say one because the other one is out of the warned area. National Weather Service in Little Rock has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for northeastern Van Buren County in north central Arkansas, Selburne County in north central Arkansas, and north central White County in central Arkansas, again until 8:30, or I should say 8 p.m. Central Time. And now we have two other severe thunderstorm warnings, both in west central Arkansas, south of Fort Smith, and west of Little Rock. These are pretty decent rainmakers. Some rain is possible, or I should say some hail is possible. In fact, the radar is predicting 2-inch in diameter size hail a little further up in the atmosphere. Now it's not reaching the ground as 2 inches, a little less than that. Like over here with this report of a little over an inch in diameter hail, that sounds about right. In Montgomery County, Arkansas, this was a co-op observer. Let's see the latest on these last two severe thunderstorm warnings. National Weather Service in the Little Rock has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Garland County in central Arkansas, west central Hot Spring County in southwestern Arkansas, southern Montgomery County in western Arkansas until 8 p.m. Central Time. Another one over here as well, also for Polk County and Montgomery County in western Arkansas, also until 8 p.m. Central Time. So those are all the severe thunderstorm warnings at this time. Have currently 5 in Arkansas, 1 in southeastern Missouri, and 2 in Kentucky, along with that tornado warning. Michael Kent, is there any way anyone could watch live tornado chasers anymore? Now there's a place to watch those at. It's called severestudios.com. When there's a chaser live, it's usually that site that provides it. Though it's not for broadcast media, so sadly cannot use it on this channel. Though for any of you to see it, you can definitely view that again at severestudios.com when someone's live. Not always are storm tracers live streaming, so kind of random when you find those happening, usually when large severe outbreaks hit the United States. Though after viewing all these severe thunderstorm warnings, and also good news, that tornado warning that was in right around the city of Liberty has been canceled. So there's no longer a tornado warning in effect for the central Arkansas right around the Liberty area. And right before we turn off this radar, or go to the future radar, I should say, lets me turn up the severe tornado watch. As you can see, some portions of Missouri and Arkansas that has been canceled. Though everywhere in this yellow shaded area, it is expected to expire at midnight tonight. So everyone in this yellow shaded area until midnight tonight, conditions are favorable for producing tornadoes. So even though there's no tornadoes now, as you saw how quickly that line of storms popped up in north central Arkansas, tornadoes can pop up just as quick. So definitely keep an eye out tonight, and even into the midnight hours, and even into right around 5, 6 a.m. But past that, those severe threats should be over. So let's really quick take a look at the future radar forecast. This is from the HRRR model. This is the latest run of the HRRR model for the eastern half of the United States. So this is tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. See those scattered storms across Arkansas, Missouri, and western Kentucky. Heavier rain into the Ohio Valley, or the eastern portions of the Ohio Valley. And as we go forward into 2 a.m. tomorrow, very early tomorrow morning, very late tonight, and you can see that line of storms makes its way further on eastward into portions of the mid-Atlantic, still in the Ohio Valley, though if there's any more severe weather that we're going to see, it'll mainly be in the central and western Tennessee, northern Mississippi, and south central Arkansas region. In fact, here is your TRA weather prediction for today. This is for the rest of today. The area shaded in green is under a low risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. Start getting a little higher into the yellow shaded areas. That is under a medium risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. And you start getting into the high risk for seeing severe thunderstorms. That's shaded in red. Two major cities are under that. That is the city of Nashville and Indianapolis for today and also into tonight. We have one major city under the very high risk, which is shaded in purple, which is Little Rock under a very high risk. Other areas shaded in that very high risk is central and western Kentucky, southern Indiana, southern Illinois, northwestern Tennessee, southeastern Missouri, and also central and northeastern Arkansas. And really quick, here is a look at the storm hazards for tonight for the Ohio Valley, southeastern United States, and Midwest. We have a 3 out of 5 risk level for tornadoes, hail, lightning, wind shear, and CAPE. And CAPE is short for convective available potential energy. And typically when you're seeing severe thunderstorm activity, you really need over 1,000 CAPE in a certain area to produce thunderstorms. I was finding some values between 2,000 and 2,500, so plenty of energy for those thunderstorms to get really ramped up, as we were seeing in Missouri and also Arkansas. And rain, flooding, wind, and power outages at a risk level 2 out of 5. So a little lower for those, though the risk level is still there. Though, now back to the future radar for the rest of tonight and into tomorrow morning, those rain showers are going to kind of weaken in the southeast. So places like northern Alabama, Georgia, the Carolinas, just going to be dealing with cloudy conditions and just some light rain. Just going to not be really nice day outside. Moderate rain into the mid-Atlantic and also into the northeast. Maybe even some wintry precipitation into portions of New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. Here's a look at the National Weather Service hazards map, the latest updated National Weather Service hazards map. You see those tornado watches have been canceled for portions of northern Arkansas and southeastern Missouri. Those still remain in effect for portions of Arkansas, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, very southern Illinois, and one county in southeastern Oklahoma. Also some flash flood watches for the southwestern United States. That is because of a system that is developing over there that'll eventually make its way eastward into the central and eastern United States, bring some rain and snow to portions of the Ohio Valley and Midwest, as you see some winter weather hazards across Nebraska and Kansas. Though also flash flood watch is in effect for portions of Kentucky, West Virginia, southern Ohio, southern Indiana, and southern Illinois, as you were seeing some flash flood warnings across Kentucky. I'm expecting those to increase throughout the night tonight, sadly, so be on guard if you live in the flash flood watch area. And last but not least, look at the power outage map, see if we have any power outages across the United States. Thankfully, all areas shaded in blue, which means we have no outage events. If we do have a few outages, they're very scattered and not very major. So that concludes live severe storm coverage on TRA weather. Still dealing with a few severe thunderstorm warnings across the area. Again, looks to be 3 severe thunderstorm warnings across Kentucky. Going to take one last look across the United States region that we're dealing with these severe thunderstorm warnings. 2 severe thunderstorm warnings across portions of southwestern Kentucky. Have a wind report of 60 miles per hour. This was in Byrne County, Kentucky, and this was via Train Spotter. Multiple reports of 1-inch hail in diameter. So I have some flash flood warnings. Going to have to watch that. Flash flood warning for southeastern Missouri near the Poplar Bluff area. I know they just deal with that rather intense tornado. Hope everyone is all right there and we have no reports of injuries or fatalities. I'll keep you posted on that. 2 other severe thunderstorm warnings for north central Arkansas and another severe thunderstorm warning. In fact, 2 other severe thunderstorm warnings in the southwestern portion of Arkansas, west of Hot Springs and southwest of Little Rock. So thanks for tuning in to live severe storm coverage on TRA Weather. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. If you haven't already, make sure to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel TRA Weather. And also check out the links listed below to my Twitter page, my Instagram page, and my weather Discord server. That link is in the description and will be active for the next 24 hours. Thanks everyone for watching and stay safe everyone.